Hi, I'm John Palmer. I'm really happy to be here today. I'm a longtime electoral reform advocate, and I'm a believer that we need more competition in our political world. That two parties is not enough. I think we're all seeing the evidence of why that's not enough in this day and age. I'm a believer that the duopoly, as we call it, is a function of a bunch of different things. Plurality, winners of elections that causes a spoiler effect, closed primaries, gerrymandering, the money machine that's really built for two parties, closed debates. The list goes on. But one of the things that's not talked about as often as it should be is ballot access, which is where the two parties do their best to prevent outside party candidates and independents from getting on the ballot. There is work being done in this area, but it doesn't get the attention that it should, which is why I'm going to cede the rest of my time today to Oliver Hall from the Center for Competitive Democracy. Oliver and a few others have been doing great work in this area, and I wanted you to know about it. So I'd like to hand it over to Oliver now to tell you more about his work and his center.
Thanks very much, John. The Center for Competitive Democracy was founded in 2005 to strengthen American democracy by increasing electoral competition. Far too often, the electoral process fails to provide voters with meaningful choices at the polls. Incumbents run unopposed or candidates face no real competition, which means the outcome of the election is effectively predetermined before the first vote is cast. That is a fundamental and systemic failure of the democratic process. There are many reasons for this system failure, but among the most important are overly restrictive and discriminatory state ballot access laws, which guarantee major party nominees access at taxpayer expense, but make it difficult, if not impossible, for their competitors to run. That's primarily due to the large number of signatures that independents and minor parties must submit to qualify for the ballot. We bring constitutional challenges to these laws and have won some significant victories. We won a case striking down Pennsylvania's signature requirement that ranged as high as 77,000 signatures and established a flat 5,000 signature requirement in that state. We won a case striking down Michigan's 30,000 signature requirement and established a flat 12,000 signature requirement in that state. Most recently, we won a case striking down Maine's requirements for establishing a new political party, and we're now working on an appropriate remedy in that case. We also won cases in Illinois and Maryland that arose during the COVID pandemic, which required that those states authorize electronic petitioning procedures. Looking forward, we're building on these precedents in an effort to implement electronic petitioning procedures nationwide. There's no reason that states should continue to require that independents and minor parties follow centuries-old petitioning procedures to qualify for the ballot in the 21st century. It costs hundreds of thousands of dollars to comply with many state signature requirements, and we're challenging that cost as an unconstitutional barrier to participation in the political process. We have cases pending in Texas and Illinois that rely on that theory, and we'll be filing new challenges in additional states soon. Ultimately, our goal is an open and competitive process that enables citizens to cast their votes effectively for candidates who represent their views. It's a radical idea, but only in the sense that it's what the founders had in mind when they framed our Constitution. Thank you.